afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting, amazing Propagandacaster. Me, your host and Pearl Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda. We're off here to a 1 vs 1 on crossing in the woods in the north. It is as in Moonlight, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Armored Division as the south. It is Scoped, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 2nd Panzer Division with Mechanized Assault Encirclement and Ostrom Doctrine, double infantry machine gun versus heavy cavalry, tactical support and rifle company. Triple infantry bullets there for Moonlight. Double rifle start here for Moonlight as we got a gun in the MD42 start there for Scoped. Ostrom is looking less likely, which means other encirclement or mechanized assault, and out of those two I would definitely imagine mechanized assault more likely since it has a tiger tank and most people like tiger tanks. I mean, of course, if Scoped was a true man of culture and a true German soldier, of course he would go for encirclement here when he has it, but you know, we'll see. We're going to name you 4-2 here for Scoped. We got double rifle start there for Moonlight, of course, heading eastwards and westwards. Scoped here going for more eastern approach. Die Drang nach Osten. With these units able to coordinate together much better here versus Moonlight's forces. Since 1-on-1, typically German infantry, of course, does quite poorly versus riflemen. They usually meant to work together, either more grenadiers or with the MD42. And certainly working together, gun MD42, it's a formidable tactical formation. In this case, they're rushing for the fuel point here, looking to at least slow down here. Scope's acquisition of it. It's centerwards, we've got rifle moving up there, and westwards, you also got rifle squad moving up there. Second gun squad there for Scoped. I imagine there we go. Moonlight also going for another rifle squad. Basically running around corners here, trying to flash out Moonlight from the building, but at the same time, also keeps flanking squad. In fact, there we go. Moonlight here already having filled out a move here, has going for deep flank here, outmaneuvering Scope's position here. Oh, not rushing for the building. In this case, realized was able to catch him, still catch the grenadiers in a really bad spot, leaving Scope's eastern forces now in a terrible position. Of course, Rifle Squad could move into threatening here. We got more grenadiers like moving. Can they turn the situation around here for Scope? He's going to have to hold out the grenadiers for a bit longer, but they cannot hold. They have to retreat. And that means he can't stay pinned down the rifleman and then get the grenadiers to the building, which can turn the tide down the rifleman. The rifleman going for the grenadiers here, using perhaps the retreating unit as a bait. A very risky move there by Scope, to be honest, but does pay off here. Allows grenadiers to move up, and thus it also saves the bacon here of the northeastern units. Close one there for Scope, already in the early moments of the game. That could have easily turned into a sheer disaster, which he would probably not have been written nicely about in the history books. More rifle moving up here behind the MD42. Scope's going to have to rush up, forcing infected like going to have to retreat here, which means Moonlight will gain access to both fuel points in the early game, and that's going to be absolutely dreadful here for Scotland for the Wehrmacht. Will be quite tricky for him to sort of, shall we say, get back from, depending on how long it actually then takes for him to get back the fuel here from Moonlight and the 2nd Armoured. Grenadiers are heading westwards now. I'm trying to approach. There you go. We got Moonlight all moving in there, basically closing off all of Scope's avenues approach. How will Scope react to this? Will he pull off a vanguard move of his own, or will he just try and punch his way through Moonlight? Grenadiers getting ready here. What are they planning? What are they setting up for? Scope, of course, will need to take up, but he can't because, again, he's barely getting any fuel. Moonlight has just been absolutely so effectively able to lock down Scope here in the early game. Again, just highlighting how powerful, well-handled riflemen are, that Scope is just struggling. And again, highlighting again how important MD42 players as well. And probably shouldn't have used this lockdown. He should be used to trying to deal with other units, or maybe brought up another MD42. Either way, though, we'll have to see what Scope here does. He's reinforcing troops now. He's trying to catch up here. Moonlight's force, which of course proving to be an absolute pain. We got the lieutenant, meaning light vehicles, you know, probably going to happen. Plus 50 calibers could also be happening. We got the mechanized command post up. We got heavy cavalry. Further promising ruin and devastation to Scope as he can now lay down mines. I think at this point Scope's going to have to push westwards. He could try and keep up in the east, but at this point Moonlight is already rather entrenched and certainly not, you know, going to make him, you know, not fight for it hard. So instead, heading westwards. Right now, Moonlight is barely present, probably the better move, and certainly would be the one, you know, more mandated by German doctrine. Just hit hard where they aren't. You know, outmaneuver them rather than just grind yourself down to death here. And Scope is in fact going for the west, but still he's going to be behind it. Oh, yeah. No good. So then, full forcing retreat here. East side assault has once more collapsed like a poorly made cake. M20 in the weather for Moonlight, and again, Scoped has only now begun taking up, so he has next to no counters except hoping he can bait it into a lot of Panzerfaust. Beyond that, though, Moonlight's M20 is going to very much be able to roll freely across the fields here, and we got mines down the plenty to further just slow down any chance of Scope launching a swift counterattack. Good work there by Moonlight, just further making Scope's early game absolutely dreadful. He's gone for Mechanized Assault here. Probably misclick. I mean, obviously in the right this situation, everyone by the right minds would have gone for Encirclement. No. Mechanized Assault makes sense. Probably going to try for Mechanized Assault Group to that way, try and swing around. He'll probably need a 2-2 first to deal with the M20, but a Mechanized Assault Group wouldn't necessarily be a bad pick, though. Then again, he may still go for it just for the Panzerschrecks, I suppose, and the Panzer Grenadiers. They come in the half-track all the way, though. Whatever you look at it, the situation right for Scoped is nonetheless dreadful. Moonlight is very much in control of the situation. 20 charging in for the Grenadiers, threatening the German infantrymen as Scoped tries to muster for something resembling an organised resistance against the Americans. Grace down to 5 and then before two push for Krasnik to cover here. A bit of a mistake of Moonlight. Could be an opening here for Scoped to deliver a crushing blow to Moonlight. And oh no. Oh, he did pull it off. Bradman down. A small glimmer of hope here for Scoped in an otherwise bleak sea of corporate interests. And Mickey Mouse he is. Troops are healing, reinforcing. We got the arriving up the eastern side. 20 moving up. The armoured skirts added. Bunker up there for Scoped. Certainly again getting that impression that if he's going for the medic bunker now, we're probably not going to see the Mechanized Assault with Panzerschrecks. I mean, he could go for it, but alright, he is going for it. Just seems a bit curious in terms of timings, but he's clearly delaying the medics to focus on the rockets. Right from Lieutenant Charlie goes on the west side. There we go. He can at the Panzerschrecks there on the Panzer Grenadier, forming up a mobile Mechanized Assault group here, or anti-tank group. Obviously, in the actual war, they would not fight Panzerschrecks from the half-track. Suffice to say, that would have done very, very, very poorly if they tried that. And then straight into mine. My God. The situation here is not off to a great start there for Scoped. Non-touch landing with the munitions, though. If it's not a Panzer in there, the half-track is down. Losing a bit to push hard there against Moonlight. We got the bazooka on the way. So, what is Scoped then going to do after his, half-track went off-track and into hell? I don't know. Here's none that's fighting. We got MD4 there, low on health versus rifle scored here. No Panzerschrecks, no medic bunker. Panzer falling back. Are we getting the Panzerschrecks now here for Scoped? Or is it no, he's going for the light Mechanized company. So apparently the plan was never Panzerschrecks. Bun grenades to the Gabard landing here. Oh, trying to catch him there. Sadly, the throw was rather off the mark, and we got now Moonlight adding in Rangers. Elite American infantry. I believe trained by British commandos initially. Like to make a nice company up, they got medic bunker there being upgraded for Scope. Grenadiers sending into another mine. Moonlight's mines so far have proven to be much more than Moonlight. They've proven to be quite effective. Grenadiers are reinforcing. Punt grenadiers as well. Can soon get healed as well. Right now, Scope situation nonetheless remains what you call pretty bad by most accounts. He's fighting though. He is furiously fighting to secure the borders of the Reich against Moonlight. But, yeah, it's so far going a bit rough, a bit tough. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Medics finally around to provide vital medical support there for his infantry to patch up their wounds and provide the cause with much needed pervitin. Gunny's been straight for the rear echelons. Pioneer's flanking up here. Good move there. He needs to get that fuel back on his control. We will have to see if he's going for a Pack 40 or 2-2 here to help deal with the M20. He probably should worry about more armor coming down here from Moonlight, since Moonlight can begin taking out. Again, he's just been having such devastating control here. Of course, a mistake. Moonlight could, of course, make he tries to stall for the Pershing here versus Scope. Of course, thinking, yeah, I'm going to get the big tank. In which case, of course, that could theoretically work, but at the same time, that'd be such a huge time-wise delay that Scope might be able to, push back and catch up and prepare for it. Because the troops on the way, they're obviously wanting something mobile to push the infantry and the vehicles away. The Rangers moving in, their Thompson submachine guns, just hosing down the Krauts. Their aim, as always, a bit suspect, but with the Thompson submachine gun, accuracy is secondary. Troops healing forcing there. And accuracy being secondary is pretty much the motto of the US Army. Gunnies versus rifleman there. 2-2 moving up, 2 kills there. Rifles Gunnies hit, Gunnies need to retreat soon. So we got the 2-2, we got the armoured car. That can't help us, the M20 can put pressure on the infantry and trench warp down retreats if Moonlight at any point overextends here. Versus Scoped. But that's about it. And Anti-tank goes to the 2-2. Scoped is still fighting from a rather disadvantaged position. But he's fighting nonetheless. He believes in the cause of Deutschland. And it is setting out there for Scoped. Rifleman retreating. Meanwhile, Moonlight there preparing more of his men, healing them up, patching them up, and getting ready for the next big Mickey Mouse operation he's planning here versus the Germans. Back here, Grenadiers reinforcing. Notice, oh, we do get takeover there for Moonlight, so 10-minute mark. Could have that soon, actually, but obviously wouldn't be much with it, though. And he can actually, not quick, soon after, go for the Sherman tank. And obviously, Scope with just a 2-2 at the moment will find himself hard-pressed by a Sherman tank. He may, of course, be aware of this and go for Pack 40. Of course, he may be hoping that, you know, his opponent is going to just go for the Pershing. And in the end, that Moonlight, like so many Americans, get blinded by the Pershing. They can only see the Pershing. And so, you know, like a moth to the flame, are drawn to the Pershing. And the irresistible lure it presents. Which again in the end could get scoped enough time like to push back again. If we were to go for the Sherman, though, A, Moonlight would of course be a really good American play, and B, Scope would be in some... Oh, he is in deep sauerkraut now. There is a Sherman away for Moonlight, who's not caught by the brilliant lure of the Pershing. It's Siren Call. Instead he resisted it, like Perseus. Was it someone else? Odysseus, yes. Anyways, like some Greek hero, he resists its Siren Call and pulls it. Panzer founding up on the flank here. Good maneuver there by Scope. Catches he Moonlight's forces off guard. Quick get out there. So Sturmgewehr's tear through the well-fed American flesh there of the rifleman. M20 moving in. The Sherman almost done. He's inflicted some harm there to Moonlight. He's managed to push back the borders a bit. But there's still a Sherman inbound. And Scope still has bugger all to stop it. Troops are healing, reinforcing. Sherman almost done. No! No! At the cusp! At the very edge! The primordial American sin sinks into him. He could not resist the Siren Call. Moonlight's spirit was not sufficiently strong to resist it. A great moment for Scout, and I'm sure many German players now are cheering, and any American players who knows, you know, that it's actually good to get that Sherman out fast in these situations is just, you know, slapping the floor while the others ones are going, yeah, Pershing, yeehaw, Pershing, while, you know, waving their little American flags about, not knowing what's to come next, even as I'm technically explaining it. And it's going to bring up. That's not to say, of course, he's going to lose if he goes for the Pershing, but critically, it extends the match significantly, and it gives Scope more time to, you know, get his, you know, ducks in a row, and in jackboots, and cute little star helmets. 2-2 going for the M20. He's going to push the Eastern Fuel Pond as well there. He's going to try and rush out in tech. That might not be a bad idea. He's going to need the Pack 40 no matter what. Either way, though, again, just not being hit by Sherman now is just a huge boon there to Scope. Right now, going to use Pioneers joining in. Panzer there, push back with the Rangers and the Major. Pioneers there about to be pushed back. Also got a telemine. Oh, that's an M6 anti-tank mine here from Moonlight. He actually did that. Madman. Clearly before the Pershing sucked out his mind like a brain buck from Kundathu. Back here, troops reinforcing healing. Sniper moving out. They're going to use moving out. Telefi calling the MD42 position there. Sniper falling back there. 4 kills. Rangers advancing. Thompson away for those chaps as well. At least it's making use of Rangers again. Rangers are good. It'd just be even better, you know, working with Sherman tanks. But anyways, Moonlight is soon about to get the Pershing, and it's not going to be a huge delay. But again, even small delays can be significant if, you know, the opponent, you know, does enough with the time he's given there. Sandy's not brought the Pack 40, and I'm guessing Scott at this point is more concerned with the immediate survival than, you know, what may come next. Unable to see, you know, his opponent's face, and honestly not able to see the star-spangled banners gleaming in Moonlight's eyes right now as he envisions the Pershing just running over Scoped. And this big infantry push here from Scoped. And the 2nd Panzer Division. Pioneer sniper, we got Leeson Sight Lieutenant being sniped. Got the 2-2 moving in, casting Lieutenant out in the open. The Rangers there moving up with the Thompson Sat Machines there. Go Pack 40 for Scoped. As perhaps finally his Pershing sense goes off. And there you go, at the 15-minute mark, Moonlight calls on the Pershing. Obviously a very early Pershing. But again, in this case, very much brought about with just that absolutely powerful early game the Moonlight was pulled off. And again, highlights probably why delaying by a few command points is a good idea. But even then, as you can see here, realistically, at 11 command points, it probably wouldn't make much of a difference here. Like, he'd need to take a bit more, so maybe get like at the 16-minute mark. But it wouldn't actually be a massive delay. It would not actually be a significant delay here that Moonlight would really have to go through to get to the Pershing. So, just a quick note. Obviously, again, in most cases, you're not going to get this fast because, again, really just Moonlight absolutely dominated Scoped here in the early game. But, Oh, wait, got the pack out. He's probably going to need another one. Pershing setting out. They're rolling here through the not quite rolling fields here of crossing in the woods. Engaging the Pioneers force back to rolling back. Sniper Delta retreating. Pack moving about here in the west side. We've got a bit of infantry moving there. Major moving up. Back here in the base of Moonlight. Rangers are healing, reinforcing. Pushing westwards here. Basically deciding to leave the Pershing in the east for now and hope to bait it into a prepared position that can somehow deal with it, though so far the position seems about as well prepared as the Atlantic Wall, which as a fun fact in many cases was not ready at all. Pack ready there. Direct hit on the Pershing. Bounces off the front line, rather undercutting the otherwise nice shot there. Gunners was arriving in East, no grenades. At the same time, the Moonlight's made a direct push there for the fuel pond. They're looking to slow down Scope's fuel income. Very good. Scope needs to take up himself. Best option, probably just trying to go for Stooks here versus Moonlight, to be honest, because of this rate he tries to go for a target of his own. He risks falling into the same trap as Moonlight because he has to take in more, pay more resources, and that's all going to Moonlight more time to take than bring tanks into back up the Pershing. So getting out just some suits to push, down the Pershing and also any additional armor, I think would be a much sharper move there for Scott. We'll have to see, but again, it is starting to look like he's not going to go for the target tank. Got the Lieutenant from the Western Fuel Pond, of course, it's more understandable, since again, typically when a player's pushed back, they will usually rely on the big heavy tank, like try and turn the game around, since those big heavy tanks usually have a bit more punch, which again, can be critical. But, Stooks will probably get more mileage. We'll see, though, what ends up with. He probably should be taking up Always soon, so at least he can get a preparation for the target tank done if that is what he wants. Again, just get those Stooks out. Pershing at least inside a bit damaged here. Worth noting though, Moonlight has no reactions. They've all been cut down by vicious German infantrymen. Krauts. Leaving Moonlight with no capability of servicing his Pershing tank. Pack 40 up to on the way for Scoped. Another Panzerabwehrkanone 40. Further, I think, cementing the possibility he's just going for the target tank at this point. And again, it's understandable. But honestly, just getting a pair of Stooks out and then backing up with Osmonds, I think would be a lot more efficient for Scoped. And a bit faster. Oh, didn't grab the fuel point, didn't finish it. Moved a bit too fast there, Scoped. A bit too fast. 2-2 moving up, and there you go. Second Panzerabwehrkanone 40 out there for Scoped. The Pack 40 over other anti-tank guns, I shall say, the same caliber. Or at least rough same caliber. Had one particular advantage, which was the gun shield was actually significantly lighter, not being a large type of iron, but two thinner sheets of metal. Meaning the gun was actually comparatively light, and so compared to other anti-tank guns could be sort of moved by hand power, though it still generally needs to be towed around by a tractor compared to other anti-tank guns, which really couldn't be pushed around by infantry. Because again, they were so damn heavy. So, little fun fact about the Pack 40. Rangers moving in, then he's got the machine gun out there before that gets, well, rushed. But in this case though, Moonlight decides he wants to try and kill the sniper, getting the MG42 time to reposition here. Meanwhile, Moonlight's assault continues here. From the east towards the centre. Scope's positions are, well, again, non-existent, so he starts to set up defensive positions, still on attack here. Pack's being hauled up. Oh, got into line of fire of the Lieutenant, not good. Up north here, to flanking the M20. He's trying to pop smoke. The problem is it doesn't matter there since the 2's on the other side of the smoke, but he doesn't pursue. giving Moonlight's M20 their chance to get away. In the centre, Lieutenant Rangers push back there. Moonlight can soon go for Sherman. He can also go for Scots. And there we go. Sensing opportunity here. Scope strikes at Moonlight space, going for the ambulance. If the 2-2 could hit. There we go. Almost got it. Sliver of hope. No, the ambulance survives. There's blood everywhere. Though the sword and blood bags, fake bandages and bashed bottles of penicillin, and the crew's certainly not doing too well, are they? Apparently, actually, they are doing quite well, but you know, it's on the brink of annihilation, that ambulance, and it's still working though. Good old American engineering. Pershing those looking at the east. Pioneers moving about. There we got Telemines down here to try and catch up Pershing, Shermans, or whatever Moonlight may hurl at Scope and his gem. Now there you go. Pershing sets off the mine, killing the Grenadiers entirely. Bad news there for Scoped. Punch they're pushing forwards, wishing they still had the half track and they weren't forced to constantly walk around on the battlefield like they were Osttruppen. The Rangers moving in there. Bun grenade there. Gets the Rangers uniform a bit dirty, but that's about it. Riflemen in there, MG42, they're being pushed back there by the flanks, being pressured there by Moonlight's vicious assault. There you go, almost got a Rangers squad. One man left. No, he gets away. Rangers squad coming up, two men in there. Pershing lands a great hit in the missile gun, and he's forcing Scoped to fall back once more. Rifle squad there, pushed back. Finally got take up there for Scoped and the German army. Though, of course, a Tiger tank is still some time off the horizon. Moonlight is so far, at least again, to the great luck of Scoped. Not pushing for like more tanks right away, and as long as he doesn't quickly begin just establishing superior armor numbers, Scoped should still have a chance. Of course, once he begins churning out the Shermans, things get a bit ugly here for Scoped. Machine gun abandoned, rifle going forward, sniper moving up here. Ooh, got a wipe on the rifle squad. He still is a machine gun, but technically getting a wipe there, leaving Moonlight with less infantry isn't too bad. Tech almost done there. Still, the machine gun is sold off, and it still means he's going to have a harder time dealing with the Rangers. So, obviously, it's not all beer and skittle for Scoped either. Quite the opposite. It's all processed cheese and stale sauerkraut. 20 falling back here, fixing up the Pershing. It's almost good to go there. Yeah, tier 4, so Scoped is very much putting a lot of hopes in the Tiger tank. Praying that this piece of German engineering can pull his chestnuts out of the fire and chuck them right into Moonlight's face while they're still on fire. Because nothing says, I'm gonna get you, like burning chestnuts in your face. By the way, don't do that. You'll end up with a few watch lists. Pershing falling back. In the west, we got Rifleman moving up. Moving up aggressively here for Scoped to gain the Ranger squad there in the centre. M20 moving up the side here. Bazooka misses the 2-2. And the packs almost get the M20 once more. Smokes and they deploy by Moonlight. Grenadiers punch the coming up the left flank somewhat. We've got a further deep flank here from Moonlight being prepared to outmaneuver Scoped there. Very good. Hit his fuel again, I imagine. Pershing moving up, but there you go. Pack front establishing himself. Pushing back the Pershing with the power of pain and armor-piercing rounds. Still not some reduced armor there for Moonlight. That is, again, definitely something that works out for Scoped quite a bit here. It's almost starting to look like Moonlight just has sort of a thing against medium armor. If it's not the biggest, mightiest tank, it's not a tank at all. Yeehaw. But, Captain, they're all American tanks. No, not in my eyes. Not in my eyes. Yeehaw. And this article here could try and pop a one grenade in the retreat path, but triggered sort of timed it correctly. There you go. Gebaldeladnung. Close one there, though. Had a time to predict where the unit's going to go. Had it been a bit more to the left, he probably could have had a chance of getting a wipe than the rifle squad. Machine gun egg opening up in the fifth cover there, in the bad spot there against the Grenadiers with the LMG-42. Map control wise, Scoped has stabilised. In fact, it's now Moonlight's time to bleed out. It's close to the Tiger tank with the M20. Got the Rangers, got the Pershing up here from Moonlight. Grenadiers holding up the Lieutenant. And there you go, going for a sneaky raid here. We got the pack forwards back in base there. They could take out the M20. He wasn't expecting the pack to be there. Smoke screen also allows you to support the assault here, and he's covered up a bit. That's not bad, but he's using the M20 as a Scout and lead reconnaissance and smoke unit as well. There we go. Great here on the 2-2. More smoke down there. Further covering up here. Defense points from Scoped. Allow him to push further ahead here against Scoped. 2-2 down, leaving out Scoped. Obviously without vehicles again. Obviously, the expiration date of the 2-2 against a Pershing and any other possible tanks was obviously going to be increasingly low. Like milk left out in the sun. That's not going to last long. And some Aquilus around there. Got to hit the lieutenant. Also, I think gives the sniper just enough time to push past the lieutenant here. It's going to be a close one. And there you go. Target tank find arrives here for Scoped and the German army. Sniper goes down, I think, to a bazooka rocket of all things. I'm sure Moonlight sort of swelled up with pride over that one. With an extra loud yee-haw. Pershing falling back here over here. Troops reinforcing. Still in some additional armor here, though, from Moonlight. I guess he's going to go for the Pershing here. Meanwhile, those Scope strikes out, and there you go. Sniper avenged. Lieutenant, Ralph got there. Actually, a Ranger squad went down. More Rangers taking heavy damage to the Tiger unleashes more hell with its 88mm explosive rounds. Almost getting a full wipe. And Moonlight is suffering. Probably cursing for not getting more tanks. As for Scope, next priority should be getting out to some sort of tech building and bringing out more armor to back up his target tank here versus Moonlight. In fact, Scope is down just the Panzer Grenadiers. All of his other infantry is dead, so he also needs more infantry. I mean, while Scoped has somehow slightly gotten into a better position in one way, he's in a pretty bad spot in another way, though, so it's going to still be pretty tough here for Scoped. But at least he has the targets also cling to. Pershing could do some light repairs, or else again, Moonlight needs more armor. So how will Scoped sort of get out of this one? Of course, he needs to repair his stuff fast. Connect his western fuel. He needs more infantry. He also needs more armor. He just needs everything. That's kind of the problem with Scoped right now. He needs everything. And obviously doesn't have the resources for everything. So it's going to be a matter of prioritization. What does he prioritize more? Infantry armor. Obviously, considering he's getting barely any fuel, it would make more sense to prioritize armor right now for Scoped. Just getting out more Panzer Grenadiers, maybe some Grenadiers or Assault Grenadiers. That way, just quickly getting out troops. And then once you get the fuel, of course, quickly switch over the armor. I mean, if you had, say, more fuel, there could be this. Oh, he's going for another sniper. I feel like the timing for this is a bit awkward. I'm not also saying it's bad, but I feel like he needs waiting for the sniper to really work at this stage. But we'll see. All the way sniper on the way there. Halfway done there for Scoped and the 2nd Panzer Division. Turn holding up here in the west side. Continue advance here by Moonlight. S-Mine's the way though, blocking his attempt to get to the fuel there. Targeting up for the center. Got the 5th cover there in the way. And that's not going to stand in the way of the Tiger tank for long. Most things tend not to stand in the way of a Tiger tank for long. Similar to how funny most things don't tend to stand in the way of a tiger for long if they're, you know, made out of flesh and blood and don't have a gun. Sniper there as the Major. Tiger tank heads towards the rock on the west. Good hit there. Almost hit off the Telemann, but wasn't going to wipe them. Pack being overwhelmed here with the Pershing and the M20. Rangers there clearing up the packs as well. Doubling up here the issues for Scoped, who now has the Panzer this one star, the Pioneers, plus the Tiger tank. Tiger, in fact, seems to be making things worse as he kills one of Scope's Panzer Grenadiers. Doesn't get a full wipe, of course, thankfully. Grenadiers on the way there. Panzer Grenadier careful in front of the Pershing. He can't afford to lose any more infantry. In fact, he can't really afford to lose anything versus Moonlight. Again, the only thing that's really working out here for Moonlight, or for Scope, oh, mine went off, didn't get the Major even. But the only thing working out really for Scope right now is just Moonlight isn't pushing for armor. That is really like the big shining ray of hope here for Scoped at the moment. Panzer being held up by the MD-42, which is set up there definitely on the fuel point there, on the victory point. Packs being destroyed. Tiger tank's just watching here. Non-Tasha is not going for it. And back here, more troops finally setting out there for Scoped. It's now moving westwards. Probably going to clear out the machine gun, at least attempt to. Tiger then moving in now with the pack is ready to support it. Moonlight could lay down some more mines with his M20, though I don't think he has. Probably forgotten he has the ability. Target tank aim is one of the Pershing, which is a Self-82 with 23 kills. Back here, troops are reinforcing for Scoped. Captain under fire from the Tiger tank. Scoped really needs more stuff. And Moonlight is going for an anti-tank. It's rather say going for Jackson or just more Shermans. He's going for an anti-tank. And I can't help but feel that's a slightly cursed China events here for Moonlight at the moment. Seems a peculiar path to take. Again, it does strengthen the theory that he just does not concern anything but a Pershing tank. Surprisingly enough. Panzer moving up, 22 kills, ranges out in the almost the Panzer going to be in the Tiger tank, going to take some heavy damage. Rangers routed. Back here we got the M20 trying to sort of sneak around the base there, hoping to catch some units in retreat. Pack shoots up in the M20, down to less than half health. Rifle squad moving from the north, Tiger tank opening up there. Shots fired, moving west to see the Panzergrenadiere. Scope's casualties remain rather high. He needs more infantry, and of course, Italy's armor. First, we're trying to destroy the Pack 4. They're dictated from the Tiger tank. Half HP on the Tiger. Got the 5th coming up as well. He's going to destroy the Pack 4. He's clearly not worried about Scope's Tiger tank. So now we get to kill on the 5th carver. We got 221 versus 288. Situation remains rather desperate here for Scoped. As Moonlight is rebuilding his forces now at a significant pace, the Tiger tank is not quite as much an impact as he theoretically could. And of course, still showing everything. He's getting up more infantry. Good. In fact, he lost another Grenadier squad. Again, those brought up more pioneers. But really, he needs more infantry. And of course, he does need armor. M1 tank setting up with the Major down to fire. There we go. Getting one kill there. Tiger tank on fire from the M1 anti-tank and piercing the armor of the Tiger. Heading east with the pioneers. We've got mines being laid, I think, here, but the echelons, I think. Or is it mines? Hard to tell there. Yup, he's laying down M7 light anti-tank vehicle mines to try and catch up the Tiger on them. West side here with Panzer versus the machine gun. Oh, flanking it with a bomb grenade. Could clear it out and take it back for the German army, except it's entirely destroyed in the process. At least that means Moonlight can't make use of it either. Again. Close bit to the Tiger tank. Be careful. Got him pushing through the smoke there again. Good use of smoke by Moonlight from the M20 to some degree. Captain there pushed back. Very close bit to the Tiger tank. Another kill there. 15 kills. We got 198 versus 283. And the west we got another machine gun with a rifle squad. Going to eat the Tiger tank. I think I'll be able to do with that. At the same time, we got the M20 raiding the base. Going to try and go for the snob here. Going to nearby as well. Could Panther Faust it. In which case the Tiger tank could take it out. And there he goes rushing in the Tiger tank as well. Could punish Moonlight here for another aggressive dive. He's all trying to clear the Grenadiers here to avoid getting Panther Faust. That's saying but mine. And looks like here Scott realized we're just going to move the Tiger tank instead of trying to catch the M20. Pioneer's moving up here. Sadly, no telemines there. He could consider that actually. Well, I think he needs to move the Tiger tank westward to deal with Moonlight's forces here in the western side. Secures fuel. He also needs more stuff. He's flooding plenty of fuel by now. So, I mean, it's a Paul McCall enter Panther Force from Stooks would be a very good pick. Even just an Osman, to be honest, help deal with infantry could be a good idea here for Scope. But definitely needs to get out some armor and then more infantry. As for Moonlight, he just needs tanks. Okay, we got a Mechanized Assault group. That's more infantry, I suppose. Though it's not quite tank he's also getting. That's going to help us some of the infantry. Most of the machine guns are going to flank them from the right angle. Of course, get started around the 5th cover with that. Oh, force retreat here. And 5th cover there, armor setting up with the arm pistol. There you go. Also retreat here. Racing through here, Moonlight's left flank. A sudden Mechanized Assault here in the lake you usually don't expect it. Has turned here. The west flank going in the favor of Scoped. And the 2nd Panzer Rangers are being hosted down by the Panzers and the Grenadiers. Captain versus Major. The Captain's not really a threat. Has no tank rifle grenades. Now there's the Major. Of course, I mean, of course, just for him to bait them into the thing there. Pershing moving ahead. Their Tiger tank moving in as well. Great hit from the Tiger tank. Gaining into us the Pershing. West side here. Top moving forwards there. Panzer half tech falling a bit back here. Shots fired. Exchange continues here with bloody intent. Moonlight flowing a lot of fuel. Really needs to go for some additional armor. No matter how much you panic again, he seems to taste the Sherman tank. He needs them, or at least some Jacksons. But that's just more Shermans to give more firepower to Tiger tank, plus pressure versus the infantry, and smoke screens, and just stuff to repair his Pershing with. More telemines down here from Scope, very good. 20 there's about to take a great hit from the Tiger tank. 19 kills, got a push here. Panzer there's both in the half tank and out in the open. Up against Lieutenant. Lieutenant is taking heavy damage. Rangers, 50 caliber, and rifling up here. Panzer needs to retreat now. Wuxug, lighter, Wuxug. Pershing has the TIE tank. Pershing down to half as the TIE tank engages with his 8mm gun. And the telemine goes off on scoped hoist by his own petard. Gotta be careful how you place your telemines at times. Bad news to hear though. For scoped, his Tiger tank is adrift. And now we got the Pershing opening up. Oh, the anti-tank actually. Got used to the abilities there. Half tank charging ahead there to cover the TIE tank from being hit by more infantry. Going to an attempt to wipe in the retreating Route Squad. Need to cover not to go too deep either. You could of course just flank about and hit the machine on the rear. That would not be bad. Need to heal. Need to bring up some again buildings. Need to get some armor. M20 million to block the way here. Need to get the half tank out. He's popping out the pants, realizing he can't save the half tank at this point. He pushed too far. Missed them too death thing to clear up the machine gun. There you go. 251. Midler shoots. I'd like to shoot some but gone. Grenade off. Not gonna work out there. Pushed too far. Then could have even just in the pants. There we got sniper opening up. Anti-tank and they got cleared out here somewhere. Oh, he pushed his far. Might have been a misclick there by scope. There's just too much going on. Oh, well, Moonlight. I mean, there's something too much going on. Either way, though, anti-tank gun down. Takes on the Tiger tank. Still needs to build armor. Moonlight there. Still not much else going on. Still needs to bring up more armor. Better two than the sniper. 14 kills. Panzers and Pioneers reinforcing healing here. Tiger tank slowly being faced up with the German army. Western Victory Point being seized by the 50 cavalry as well. We got 157 to 278. Scoped is perched on a precipice. 500 fuel. Come on, Moonlight. Even you're new to 1 versus 1, you're still in 2 versus 2s. Floating 500 fuel is, you know, a bit much. 10 moving in there. Plus, I mean, as soon as you bring up more tanks, it can be also more stuff that draws more attention from infantry, but also means his infantry suffers less manpower bleed again, so it facilitates those again. But keeps firing with primarily just infantry, a single Pershing. Manpower bleed will still risk at times being intense, and that also means it's going to then struggle to further just keep up with more stuff. So it's sort of keeping a more locked down position here. So Palmer Core going out for scope. Very good. Wunderbar. Titan moving up here, close to the ace level. Bombarding Mang infantry with disdain and repulsion at the very form of freedom. And the West got Panzer Mapani's moving up the march. We've got them 20 moving in here. Support McCall. Oh, he didn't finish it. You didn't finish it, Scott. It's not finished. My God. Finish it. Get out some panzers or some stews. Just finish it, though. Anti-tank shoots there, M1 in service of Deutschland. Pioneer's retreating as he realizes his Palmer Corps stands unfinished. Like the Atlantic Wall. That is useful. Mortar on the weather for Moonlight. Bring out someone to help deal with the Germans. Major finally took a major hit and got wiped from the very face of this earth. Pershing engages. Heavy finding the Pershing. Support Corps almost done. Will he go for Stooks? We would also like to go for Panther 4s, but you know, Stooks would be a bad pick either. But he's most likely going for Panther 4s. Definitely not a bad pick either, though. Definitely not a bad pick at all. There we go. Panzer Kampfung 4. The range assaulted. By determined spirit resistance here from Scoped. Smoke's been called in, but a bit too late for Moonlight to really make an impact. 50 coming up. We got the Pershing in it repairs. M20 hanging back. Tiger tank advancing through, and it's now ace level, meaning higher rate of fire and high mobility. Pershing is yet to hit the ace level. Tiger shoots again, doesn't quite land it. A Ralph Gordon on the Tiger tank, quickly turns about. Smoke's from down here though from Moonlight using his mortar. Very good use of smoke there by the Moonlight. I mean, 2 thumbs up to that. I mean, he may be struggling on the whole, bring up sufficient number of tanks department, but he's definitely been good use of smoke to make it harder for Scott to, like, you know, hold up for, you know, cohesive defense. I mean, that's actually a pretty good play there by Moonlight. But, you know, strategically, he needs more tanks. He needs a lot more tanks. That's, I would say, a rather particular glaring flaw in his plan. Then using the fire from the Pershing. Shot missed, though. Went wide. Close to the ace level itself. But now we've got the Tiger Ace and the Panther going ahead here for Scope. And the second Panzer short. Pershing now getting flanked by Pioneers. Currently retreat here. Ralph taking heavy damage. Pershing trying to hold his way out. They got another smoke in here from him. Very good. Turning out with bazooka shoots. Miss. Or fails to penetrate. Great hit in the Tiger Ace. But which is almost close to death as well. He could try here with an H-trap round. Doesn't quite pay off. Need to fix out the Pershing. Scope is still short on infantry. In fact, he lost his ace Panther Grenadier squad. A significant blow there to the German army. And German army morale. He could go for another Panther 4, but I always wanted to be a great idea. More Pioneers, though, also a great idea. But, you know, more anything really at this point is a great idea. Except it's like, I don't know, more snipes. That probably would be a bit off. I don't know, more cowbell. That probably wouldn't do much good either. Pershing need to serious need repairs here for Moonlight, and again, he's only got one rearson squad. He doesn't even have another spare vehicles to like do it with, so there's a big issue for Moonlight. Again, his strategy is, you know, biting him a bit in the arse. Target and everything repairs. So yeah, now the Pershing's gonna be out for some time. Meanwhile, again with triple Pioneer squads. Most if not all upgraded minesweepers. Scope's Tiger Tank's going to be pretty fast back in the fight here. So again, there's significant flaws in Moonlight's strategy at the moment, and as the game has gone on, they have rather repeatedly veered to like bite him in the arse. Despite, I will say, good maneuvering by Moonlight, great use of smoke, and again, just solid tactical sense of strategy is starting to show issues. And if he's, you know, by the sound of Scope, mostly not been playing 1 vs 1 but mostly 2 vs 2s, that's not exactly uncommon. Like, thing is, if you only play 2 vs 2s, you can actually pick up a lot of bad habits, which actually why I'd recommend you generally to play 1 vs 1 to get hang of the game, because if you play 2 vs 2s, you can actually pick up a lot of bad habits, because if you get with a good teammate, you know, the teammate can actually cover up for them, meaning you never really learn about those issues. So 1 vs 1s is a very good, albeit tough way of just scourging yourself, like a lot of those, shall I say, flaws like that. Like, you just use your teammate taking care of one thing to some degree in a match. Like, you know, playing 1 vs 1s can actually, you know, punish you for it and maybe teach you to, like, do it. Or you just go, like, 1 vs 1 in stun and you just move on. But then again, you're never going to improve like a player with that. But, you know, if you want to improve a player, play 1 vs 1, you're going to notice what, you know, not working. And you'll usually get somewhere. Alright, Ace Tiger there with 35 kills. Moonlight there. Really needs tanks or tank destroyers. At this point, probably tank destroyers. Scope needs more infantry, more armor. And you can actually roughly go for both now. And there you go, another Panther 4 here. Bring up 2 Panther 4s back up his target tank. That's going to be a nice tactical formation. That's going to be tough for Moonlight to deal with. Again, not only has the Ace Pershing under his control, which is not bad versus an Ace Tiger and 2 Panther 4s. It may fall a bit short in terms of the old, you know, firepower department. Panzer there, Veteran 2 as the captain. Attacked on the infantry Pioneers. What can tell them to hamper any further movement there for Moonlight. Pershing without the catching the Panther on the flank. Targeting could try and move up here and get behind the Pershing, but be a bit risky, but could work out possibly. Or you could just try and work direct path here, and there you go. Pershing pushes it on to expose his rear hit to the Tiger Ace, or Ace Tiger. Nasty hit there. Tiger does not pursue more. Does another great hit there on the Pershing. Lieutenant hits from the Panther 4. In the centre, we got Rapid moving forward to the Moonlight and Freedom. In the West Panther, they're basically murdering slowly the captain there. 35 kills down the Ace Tiger. Rangers moving ahead. He's going to get torn to bits, but the Tiger tank allows him to shoot at it. And there you go. Great hit there. Lewis is dead. Panther moving in. Rangers being further decimated by heavy Panther fire. And finally, Moonlight, you know, accepts the truth that he needs something besides just the Pershing in the armor department. He goes to the Jackson. At this point, that's probably his best bet. But, you know, he just gone for some Shermans early on. I think it also been a good spot there versus Scoped, truth be told. I'm fixing up the Pershing there. Rearson's hard at work. Plus, again, the Sherman cruise could also just, you know, helped him repair up the Pershing. Obviously, so could a tank destroyer cruise. I mean, either way, just having more armor would ultimate more cruising. Again, that would also assist him with repairing the Pershing. So, either way, that would ultimate if Pershing spent less time off the battlefield, which, you know, would also be really great for Moonlight here versus Scope, who again has much less downtime for his panzers. Jackson almost done there for Moonlight and the 2nd Armored Division. Another sniper for Scope. Not a fan of that. I think he just should go for more infantry, to be honest, personally. But that's just me. I already got the M36 Jackson tank shot there for Moonlight. Pearson's with Pershing on the right flank. Somebody's taking a nasty hit there from the Pershing. One Panther for there, almost upgraded the pin on MG42. We got 136 versus 185. Lieutenant making an advance on the center victory point, but the results are increasingly not pretty as the Tiger tank quickly zeroes in on them and begins to deliver punishing blow after punishing blow. M26 pushing westward, backing up the Jackson tank destroyer, smoking down again to further obfuscate Scope's line of defences and make Ham to see what he does, and the auto coordinate is fire, very good there. Panther charge into the base of Moonlight, going for a wide peep, forcing Moonlight to interact with the armour, meaning also smoking doesn't matter much. Panther Folder could get knocked out here, in fact, could punish Scope here. There we go, shot missed, so that was really lucky. Anti-tank rifle did not go off in time. Panther Folder blitzing away. We got the Panther Folder number 2 moving up. Tiger Ace, Ace Tiger needs to get in there as well. Panther 4 though, it's going to go down to the Ace Pershing. There we go, Panther 4 kaput. Bit of a blow there to Scoped. And a bit fast for those other tanks, might be able to salvage it there, but in the end, oh! Moonlight continues to enter the Ace Tiger line of fire. Anti-tanks up as well, could do heavy damage to the Pershing. There you go, Pershing almost down, suffering catastrophic damage. 33 kills. Panther from the center, but there you go. Trying to flank, and anti-tank set to hit with the Jackson there, which actually shoots for a narrow gap here. Nice shooting by the Jackson tank destroyer crew. We got 136 versus 166. Moonlight still has a good chunk of the map, at least some, and a bit of a victory point lead, but in other departments the situation is starting to look a bit rubbish. The Scope just continues to just hit him very, very hard, and relentlessly so. Close this, and the Panzer are going to deal it. Tiger Ace fixed up Ace Tiger, 39 kills. How will Moonlight try and get out of this situation? Then this was a rifleman. In the west side here we got pushed for the western fuel pump, but again, remembers, there's S-mines in the way. And now it's called to give him time with the Tiger Ace Tiger to move in, deal with the captain. Sandbags there, resisting one sundering blow there from the Tiger, or Ace Tiger. And there you go, forced to retreat. Tiger tank lands another devastating hit. They're leaving the captain quite traumatized and, more importantly, dead. Which is honestly kind of trauma, just more permanent. Pioneers selling down S-mines to the center as well, realizing that there's not a lot of S-mines here from mines from Moonlight. And they're going for the Eastern Victory Point. Got 136, 152. Moonlight situation is deteriorating. Mines going off there in the center. Mostly mine fire there. Maybe he actually sent a unit to get him killed. Either way, though. Yeah, looks like he actually marched into this one. Didn't see how far the minefield extended, actually. Another Panther 4 there for Scoped. Lieutenant up the eastern side. Panther there in the way. Ace Tiger advancing. Goes for the Jackson. Lands a great hit. That's 8 hit with the gun. And quickly pops off again. Double sniping about there. Could cause some grievous catches there to Moonlight. Pershing versus the Tiger. Both aces. 42 kills on the Tiger. Jackson joins in as well there. Pushing the Tiger down to half health. Nisat Panther holding against the Captain. Captain is absolutely halted under a withering fire of well-laid assault rifle fire. One more to fire against Scope position. There you go. Second Panther 4 out. He could actually just go for Stuke. No, he can't. He actually just get full pop there at the moment. He's fully capped out in terms of units. There's no more room. There's no tanks. You could just pop the crews out to just open up population, then, you know, call in more stuff. Panther there being assaulted by the 5th cover. Got range to straight for the gun. He's pushing them bait aside there. 136 versus 92. So now he's moving up to the 10 there, going to the explosive round. Holding the unit and leaving some poor bastard on fire. Not the lieutenant though. But he seems to be sufficiently frightened to run off. Rangers here, they're getting sniped now. Down to 2 men with 22 kills. Not bad though, Moonlight. Not bad. 700 fuel. Again, highlighting a particular flaw there in Moonlight's strategy. Tiger, Ace Tiger moving in, they go straight for the Pershing. Panther forming up, they also got the antenna nearby support. Ace Tiger almost getting out the Ace Pershing. More mines going off there. 8 trap rounds on the Pershing. Not the Pershing, the Jackson, though could use them on the Pershing as well. Panther moving up to flank here and hit Moonlight's exposed flank. Not bad. Panther engaging the Jackson, great infantry tank on the Pershing, could move in the Tiger, and I think just finishing the entire thing off with support from the Panther Force, to be honest. Like, one good push from Scoped, I think could easily just clean up Moonlight now. And we got GG here from Moonlight. And a surrender. So game over and game over. A win here for Scoped, a loss for Moonlight. Again, Moonlight had a really strong start. Again, got out of Pershing very early, again highlighting just how strong the Americans be to really get everything to work. And again, while they might be delaying the command points on stuff like the Pershing and Tigers. But there also, again, we sort of see the issue again with Moonlight here. Again, he's just, like, if he'd just gone for regular tanks at some point, he'd probably be in a much better position. Because the problem was he just ended up in a negative feedback loop with manpower bleeding, because he then only had the Pershing, which he didn't have enough to repair with either. So the Pershing wasn't enough around to support, you know, take up 5 from the infantry, and the infantry then did most of the bleeding, which meant he also couldn't bring up more stuff. So he kind of caught a negative feedback loop where he just never could build enough stuff. Whereas Scoped, by getting more armor steadily and of course fighting his fights more cautiously, avoided the heavy manpower bleed, was able to build up more force and thusly use his resource so more efficient while pushing back Moonlight. So, you know, get tanks. Don't just rely on a heavy tank forever. Like, it's a very short-strided strategy. Again, maybe something that works in team games, even 2 versus 2s, but I don't know, in a 1 versus 1, you're gonna get punished for it. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it, and of course press the bell button. This is Pro Linksy. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.